My. Okay, welcome to the Alternate Diploma Collaborative for January 22nd, 2026. We're excited today to have guest presenters from the Department of Rehabilitation Services. So, our agenda today is going to be a partner presentation from the Department of Rehabilitation Services from the transition program and their field representatives and their lead field rep that's going to present a PowerPoint today is Tracy Keeley, and she is the transition program field rep from the northwest corner of the state. We actually have four now, so I'll let them tell you all about that, and we're excited to have them today. So, Tracy, I'm going to stop sharing and turn that over to you.
Okay. Let's see. Figure out.
Yes, beautiful.
You got it? Yay! Okay.
You can see it.
Okay. I'm not gonna put it in presentation mode because then it changes screens on me. So
okay. All right. Well, we're
okay. For
excited.
those of you, go ahead.
Oh, we're excited you're here. Thank you.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I'm excited you guys are here. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Tracy Keeley. Claudia said I was the Northwest rep, but I'm actually the Northeast rep.
Oh no, I'm wrong.
That's okay. We now have
Let me
4
fix that.
program field representatives, and here in the meeting you've got 3 of them. Myself is Northeast, Kevin Randall is our Southeast, and Jeff Newton is our Southwest, and Porciana Brown, who's not with us right now, she is our Northwest quadrant. So you have liaisons to help you either have conversations with the DRS counselors in your area or have counselors with the teachers and educators and the resources in your area. Okay, we're going to get going. Okay, what DRS does. We help people with disabilities get employment. And what that means is if a person has a medical condition that poses a barrier to employment, then we help to mitigate and reduce that barrier to employment to help so they can be a successful contributor to their community. Now, our number one criteria is that our clients have to want to work. Okay, because there are clients out there that don't want to work and they receive some kind of assistance, and that's fine. That's not what our agency is for. Our agency is to help people get employment and live the productive lives that they want to live. Okay. Now, how to apply? We recommend, especially for our special education students, we recommend that they apply at 15 and a half. And if you're an educator, when I was in the classroom, I would have every single one of my special ed students, if they were on an IEP or a 504, I would have them apply for DRS services, because the worst thing we can do is say you're not eligible, or you don't need our services. But for the most part, we are going to do everything in our power to help you be, or help our clients be, successful employees. Our application is 7 pages long. It is a little daunting and I forget what the intimidating, but a lot of counselors, now this is not all of them, but some counselors will tell me that all they have to have is that front page or the front, like general information on the person, and the back signatures, and then the counselor will help complete the application. That's not the same in every area. So if you don't know, you can either reach out to me or the liaison that is in your area, and we can help you reach out to the counselor and find out exactly what's the best way for them to get the client's information in those applications from you. Okay, I'm going to start talking about all of the different transition services. Even if you think you know everything there is about special education or DRS, I promise you, you don't. Because I am still learning. I'm starting my third year at DRS and I'm still learning stuff and how educators can utilize that information the best. I can't remember if I gave you all my history and background information. I am a former educator. I taught for over 20 years in several different school districts and environments and different students. So I feel like I have a pretty good pulse on the classroom as it changes. However, I am learning. The more I'm away from the classroom, the less I have that pulse on the classroom and what's going on in the classroom. But we are still trying and we do our best. Some of the services that we offer or that our counselors can help our clients with are some of the things that you're doing in the classroom and you're required to do in the classroom. And so really my goal is to help you know what services you can collaborate uh, with the counselor or teacher. I'm sorry, I was trying to keep up with with the chat and then I lost track. Kevin, can you, since you're good at that, can you watch the chat for me? Okay, thank you so much.
I will too. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so I started at kind of how we build with our clients. Not all of our clients come in and need all of these services, but these services can build on each other. And again, it's a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing in the classroom. We offer vocational assessment and evaluation and counseling and guidance.
So I went to it when they first rolled out.
And like I said, a lot of you I know are already doing that in the classroom where we can help you as a teacher. We can help collaborate with you and determine what our clients are telling us and what they're telling you, and then come together and develop the best plans for our clients. There was something I was getting ready, I forgot to mention. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Okay, another one of our programs is work adjustment training. That is a program that is designed, it was initially designed for our most severe clients. However, it can also be used as like an introduction to our school work study program, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a minute. And the difference between the WAT program, which is what we call the work adjustment training, and the school work study is the WAT program. The students are learning the job skills from the teacher, and there are lots of different kind of requirements. But again, you guys are already doing that in the classroom. And so this is a program that I really promote to teachers because it's a way to get money into your classroom. Because with the WAT program, instead of paying the students, we pay the school, or we reimburse the school for the training, the work skills training. And so we pay $125 per hour per client up to 3 hours. So that for one client that may spend 3 hours in your WAT program every day, we're going to reimburse you $375. That's
And
not
that's
a
for the
whole lot.
month.
Yeah, for the
And that's
month.
for the
Yeah,
month,
that's what
yeah.
yeah, for the month. And that it's not a lot of money. However, it is enough money to get resources and valuable resources for the teachers in the classrooms. And that money is stipulated that it has to go back into the WAT program. So the money that we can reimburse is not enough for anybody to really want to direct it in any direction other than your classroom and your resources. Okay, and then our schoolwork study program is when the students get paid. And I know a lot of schools across the state are already involved in our schoolwork study program, but basically that's the students working at, if you have a coffee cart or in the library or whatever jobs you can come up with at school, we can reimburse the school for paying the students salary or wages, if that makes sense. So for this program, there is absolutely no risk for a school district. That's why most school districts already have this program in place, or at least the contract in place. So if you don't know, ask your superintendent or special ed director if they have the schoolwork study contract. If they don't, then you can reach out to us. If they do, then that's just simply making sure that, the DRS clients that are working, that you're communicating with the counselor and the counselor's communicating with you to make sure that their wages are getting reimbursed. Okay, job development and placement. These are kind of the services that don't really get talked about much, but are very valuable, I think, especially as the students are getting older, and especially those students that may be in your adult transition programs. But this is where we actually have people, Kevin and Jeff and Porciana and I, we are all jacks of all trades, but we connect we connect our clients with masters of whatever area our clients are needing. And that's what we do is we pair them, or we get them with a specialist, whether it be a job coach, whatever type of support they're needing, we can help them. And then we also have staff and team members that can go in and talk to the businesses in your community to help them understand the value and advantages to offering employment to people with disabilities or with barriers, and help build those relationships. Because like I said, Kevin, Jeff, and Porciana and I are all jacks of all trades, and we travel all over the state, and we're able to meet people that can help come into your community and help build those relationships with the businesses and stuff. As a matter of fact, we just saw a presentation from a gentleman from the Department of Commerce, and they can send somebody into any town, and they start working with that community on building whatever infrastructures are needed in that particular community. I was really fascinated by it. But that's what we can do. And I have discovered that even if it's just having somebody by your student side or our client side, that can be enough to help them be successful. And that may be the difference in making them being successful and not. And so these are the services that I think are really valuable that our counselors provide to our clients that don't get much recognition, I should say. Okay, Project Search is a training program that DRS funds through OU, I think, through the NCDET center. But when students have to apply to attend, and if they get accepted, they have 3 10-week rotations of a particular position. And most of our Project Search programs are located inside hospitals. And so there is a vast variety of possibilities and positions that our staff work with the hospitals and our clients to make sure that they're getting that kind of training. And they have, and like I said, they have 3 10-week rotations. And at the end of that 10 weeks, then we provide a job coach to help that client get a position. And that's part of a requirement of the program, is that we assist the client and the client assists, and everybody's on the same page. And the end goal is a job. At the end of that program, it is a job. Okay, pre-employment transition services. Probably a lot of you are familiar with those services. If you're not, then again, reach out to any of us. But this is a program through the National Center for the Disability Education and Training. That's a mouthful. They also organize and manage the project search program for us. But we have pre-ET specialists, and pre-ET stands for pre-employment transition services. But we have educators that go into the schools and they help, or they teach the kids or the students job skills, whether it be interview skills. They've got some activities that, you know, they're learning how to work with an engine. They're learning how to take blood pressure, all the things that they're going to need, we can provide starting at the age 14. And we have those specialists that go into the schools and provide that. We through pre-ETs, we also have a peer mentoring program, which I think is really great because the mentors, and they're looking for young, successful, I should say, maybe not successful yet, but college students to be mentors, and they get $20 an hour. And sometimes all they need to do is reach out and connect with whoever their mentee is, and they talk and and then the mentor gets paid easy money. And what college student doesn't need a little extra money? Okay, some of our summer programs, if you're not aware of them, our first and most successful, or I should say our biggest summer program, is BEST STEP. And BEST stands for Building Employment Skills for Today, and STEP stands for Summer Transition Employment Program. Now, BEST is a week-long camp that teaches them work skills, job activities. They have an opportunity to meet other students that are from their area, but maybe not at their same school. They get to eat good stuff and play games and have fun. In my mind, I associate it with like a summer vacation Bible school where, for that week they get to go and hang out with their friends and have fun. But they're learning too. They just don't realize it. Then after that week-long camp, for 4 weeks, they had the opportunity to work up to 100 hours and make $1,000. And that is big for our students. That is big. Now, this program is so big that space is limited in a lot of areas. The application is open. Kevin, if you can maybe drop the flyer or a link to the BEST STEP application in the chat, that I would appreciate it. Thank you. Because applications are open. We are determining locations by how many applications we get from a particular area. For instance, we have gotten a lot of applications from our Claremore area, and we have not had the capacity to hold a camp up there, and we are trying to expand that. And this year, that's what I'm telling my Claremore area is make sure your students apply, because we have to have at least 10 applicants in order to confirm the camp. So when we get 10 applicants, we can confirm a location, or we can at least start trying to, but that's what we have to have, are 10 applicants from any one area. So make sure your students, we pay. The camp is free, that we fund the camp. The students we have job coaches that get the students employment or jobs for that summer, and they also shadow them. They go and they help, and the intent is to fade away so the student can learn those job skills independently, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they need a job coach the whole time. And their employer of record is the Central Oklahoma Workforce Board. And so we are actually helping community businesses. We're providing them with free labor from, a free intern that they don't have to pay. And then the we are reimbursing COWIB for the wages that the students are earning. I hope that answers your question. And guys, you all speak up if I miss something. Okay, this is what I went into. This is more information about the best step. It is free, all that information in terms of eligibility and stuff, and all of that. We recommend after the junior year, but if they were not able or eligible or whatever, they can, my advice is to apply until we say no. Okay, Vibe is another summer camp. It is specifically for people that are visually impaired or blind. That it's a lot like our best step or our best camp. However, they include independent living skills, communication, travel, all of those things that are specific to somebody who is visually impaired. We also have STEM camps. That we host during the summer all around the state. We don't actually host them, we fund them. And Tech Now is the one who hosts those STEM camps. For this camp, 14-year-olds are eligible to participate. So I would recommend if you have your younger students that maybe are just getting into or just learning about what they want to do for the rest of their life, vocational skills, all of that kind of stuff. This is a great camp for that. And it is free too, correct, Kevin?
Yes.
The STEM camp? Okay, yeah. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, Summer Work Summer Camp is another summer program that is specifically for high school graduates that are going into or wanting to go into higher education, to the college setting. And that's what this camp does, is it introduces them to not only our Sooner Works program that is at OU, but it also kind of gives them that week-long experience of being on college campus. And is this something that your student is really wants to do, or are they really prepared for that? Okay, here are some resources that we have on our website that are fabulous. And they're all available in PDFs, but you can also reach out to any of the field reps and we can either mail them to you or bring them to you or get the information to you, a hard copy if you don't want to print them out. This is, let's see. Let me see where. Okay, this is another resource. I love this. I think this document should be in every student's IEP. On the back of it, you can't really tell from this PowerPoint, but it goes through all of the important things that students need to do in order to be successful graduates from not only high school, but, successful post high school. And then it also has spaces for you and your student to talk about, okay, when do we want this accomplished by? When do we want this accomplished by? So this is a document that can help you plan with your student and their parents in an IEP or a parent conference or whatever. This is a great, it's just a good guide. Okay, these are our folders. These are actually PDFs of our old folders. They are getting redone and reprinted and all of that kind of stuff. I haven't gotten any word on if those are out yet, but you can still go to our website and download the PDF, and the PDF has the same information. And what I love about these is we have a version for elementary, middle school, and high school. And at each level, it's got all the steps that your student may be going through or may have to do at that age level. And then when you turn it over on the back, it's got the contact information for all of those agencies. And so you don't have to go around hunting on the internet for those phone numbers. It's right there on that folder. So I make sure to give them to all of my parents that I meet, so they have that information whenever they need it. And then this is this job seeker survival handbook. It is a great handbook. It's got activities that you can do even in the classroom, because it goes through that whole job seeking process, from looking for a job. What kind of job are they looking for? Where are they looking for it? Their resume, questions, and there's even pages for them to write down questions that they may ask an employer in an interview, or things that they are looking for. It's got a lot of really good information. But again, we can get you a hard copy, or you can just print it off our website. And I think that's it. That's all of it. Did I miss anything, guys? Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
So I hope there are some questions out there. And Kevin, while we're checking on that, you dropped the Spanish best step flyer. Could you drop the English version in
Yes,
there too?
Yeah, it's up north.
Is
It's
it up higher?
up
I
in
missed
chat.
it. Sorry, my
No,
bad.
it's okay.
I was probably typing my message at the same
I
time.
think we were.
All
Yeah.
right, so let's give you all an opportunity to ask some questions. Please, you don't have to show your face, but you can unmute and just ask questions, or you could drop questions in the chat.
Yeah,
And Karen Wilson asked about the PowerPoint, and yes, I have provided it to Claudia.
And I will be putting that in the alternate diploma collaborative
Okay.
Google folder that we have in the 25-26 year, and the folder that says PowerPoints, and then the recording from today will also be put in the folder with the recordings.
Now,
Absolutely.
I didn't say or include this, but I want to make sure that everybody knows these aren't all of the programs we have. We have so many more programs, but just know these are some of the programs that we can help you with in the classroom, and that you can collaborate with our client's counselor to make sure that, they are as successful as they can be.
Does everyone who's on from a school district, do you all know who your DRS counselor is for your area of the state, your vocational rehabilitation counselor that would work with transition in your school?
Kevin made sure to drop, we have a spreadsheet. I don't know where my mind is today. A spreadsheet that we keep up to date, or as up to date as we can, that has all of it has your VR counselor for your area, your SVBI counselor, or is it SBVI? Yeah, I just get those mixed up. And deaf and hard of hearing counselors for those areas. Kevin, can you look to see who Hugo is?
Yep.
And while you're checking on that, I apologize. My phone is making noise every time somebody drops something in the chat. I am working with a grandparent, raising a grandchild from southeastern Oklahoma. So, Kevin, that's your area, right? And
Yes.
so the grandparent informed me that the student not only had intellectual disabilities, but some vision and hearing issues as well. So my question is, does she need to fill out the application for the young man? Do they need to fill out the application for the blind, visually impaired, or just the regular application?
I think it's the same application, isn't it,
Same?
Kevin? Yes,
That's
it is. And
correct. Same application.
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
but I am glad that you brought that up, because there was something I wanted to make sure and say. Yeah, my husband just got out of the hospital, so my brain is
Your
not
your brain is
necessarily.
jumbled. So you did a great
I know.
job, Tracy.
I know. Can't remember what it was, but you can, with any questions you may have, you can reach out to us, to me, whether or not if we are your PFR. But that's what our job is to help you connect with the schools and to help our counselors connect with all the resources in their community. So we're all on the same on the same team.
And I'm gonna drop in chat. So for Hugo, it used to be Tab, but Tab is left. And on our spreadsheet it says Tab, but I'm gonna give you his supervisor's contact information, and she'll be able to let you know who the new counselor will be. Because I don't know if they're hiring somebody in the process of it. Sometimes it takes some time, but the PM will be able to help you get to the right person.
Mm-hmm.
That should answer the Hugo
If they
question.
save the link for that spreadsheet, anytime they access it, it should be updated. Would that be right?
Yes, we update that as
Yes.
soon as we get that information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
My
redrop
guess
that
is they
in
haven't
chat.
hired anybody yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of by Texas, so people are like, "Do I want to go to Oklahoma or Texas?" It's one of those weird things. Matter of fact, the guy that was running it, my friend Tab, the old counselor, he was living in Texas, working in
Yeah.
Idabel, and
Oklahoma.
traveling all to those areas. So Hugo, all my areas. So I was working with him. It was great. I'm dropping it back in chat.
Again, thank you, Kevin, for doing that. Um, I'll try to put that link somehow in the folder. Um, Probably where the PowerPoint is. I might make a separate document just to put that link on there. And then I was also going to ask you the document that you have that lists Renee and the four of you, your contact information and the programs. Is that current and updated? And could you drop that in the chat as well? And I'll make sure that I put that in the folder with the PowerPoint.
I think she's talking about your one pager, Kevin.
The
You know,
landscape
where we
one,
copied the resources of the folder on the back.
the one that I have actually has the link for the newsletter on the
Oh,
back.
gotcha. Right.
Oh, okay.
Does that
Yes.
help? And
Yep.
and that would be something else. And if you said that, Tracy, and I missed it, but did you mention the newsletter?
I did not say it out loud, but
Mhm.
but yes, we have a newsletter, and not only do we highlight a student, so if you have any students that is doing super great, let us know. There's a link on our newsletter too that you can submit that information, and we'll reach out to that student because they love to see their picture and highlighted, and we give them an opportunity to shout out to their friends and families, and oh, they just love it. And I also try to put in our resources section grant opportunities that are for teachers. So they're not going to be those $1 million grants that take 25 pages to do. These are grants that I find that I know as a teacher I would have been able to apply for. And so those are the ones that I put in there. And I've also started, because of the economy, or the grants available are not as prominent as they were a couple of years ago. But I've also started putting resources that I find on the internet that may offer free curriculum or free activities for, whatever, for a particular different area or resource. So we try to put as many resources that we can find to counselors and to teachers on our newsletter.
I'm gonna
Can I
drop in
drop?
chat. Oh, go
Yep.
ahead. No.
Can you drop the link, Kevin, in the chat for
Yeah, he
signing
dropped
up?
the newsletter website.
I did that, and then maybe Kevin,
Oh,
could you
okay.
put the link? I wasn't finding the link for the sign up for the newsletter so quickly.
I don't know if we have a link. We
Yeah, I
pretty
don't know
much
if we
do everything on QR code.
It's on the
actually.
transition page. It's a button on the transition page, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you click on it, it takes you to that page.
Okay, I can have, it's part of my signature actually. I can have that. Okay, so I did find a one pager, and it has the QR code. It has our information for the
On
PFRs
the
and the
back.
lake, and then it has the one pager for. Thank you, Jeff. Is that for the newsletter?
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
And then it has on the back of that. It don't have the resources, but it does have the newsletter. I couldn't find the one with my resources on there.
I stole it right
That's
off your
good.
signature, Kevin. I went to your signature.
Thank you.
Okay, so all of you that are out there listening, I don't know where everyone is from. I do know that Kristen, if she's still on, was from Helena. Is anybody else want to let us know where y'all are from? What part of the state you're from? What district?
Okay, Mustang, Karen Wilson from Mustang. All right.
Thank you, Karen, for joining today. Amanda's Hugo. I think I knew that, Amanda, somehow. Melissa's typing.
I don't want to call her out. I was getting ready to say Melissa is a fabulous counselor for DRS. She is one of our DRS counselors, and she serves our schools up in Bartlesville.
And thank you for joining, Melissa. I'm so glad. After I saw you on there, I thought we should have pushed this out to the DRS transition counselors.
I know.
Right-hand
You
dub
can next
schools.
time.
Can I share something
Great.
too?
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay, so I have to do this. This is from OSDE. Obviously, Claudia and her team teamed up with DRS to create this right here. And this is a guide that they created. I'm just gonna, if you click on the link, this is what you'll see. I'm just gonna try to share my screen. And this is basically what you will see, because this is very helpful to our DRS counselors, and it's very helpful to our teachers, our paras, administrators. They're like, okay, DRS is state agency, what are we doing? Honestly, our federal agency, RSA, they're located in the federal United States Department of Education. So we are they want us working together. IDEA and WIOA, our federal mandates, are literally supposed to be working together. So we teamed up with OSDE, Claudia's team, and we created this guide. These are multiple guides that our teachers, counselors, and everybody can use this entire page on here. Please share. But I'm just going to be talking about one thing today, and I won't be that long. So I'm going to click in on here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing, then I'm going to restart sharing once I get the page up.
We are very proud of this document. It's part of the Oklahoma Pathways to Partnerships grant. And the whole goal of the grant is moving you through transition to competitive integrated employment. IDEA talks about that in transition. The WIOA that Kevin mentioned, Work Investment Opportunity Act, also requires that. So, and all that stuff about pre-employment transition services, it all ties together and comes from the legislation. So we're proud of this guide that shows how we're supposed to work together across the different mandates,
And this
and
local,
hopefully will be a tool to help. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
yeah, we really are hoping. And this local education agencies is our local schools, and Department of Rehabilitation Services is DRS. So we have many different things. And I'm sorry, I won't go through everything. I just want to get to one of the sections. This kind of tells how teams can kind of collaborate. But lots of times when I'm in the classrooms, some of the things people will say is like, how does DRS kind of help me reach the goals for my students? Because DRS goal is for employment. And so we kind of teamed up to say, what does the federal regulation say for our schools, IDEA, and then what does the federal regulations say for state agencies like DRS? And at this point, we did this. IEPs and DRS IPEs, not to be confused, they didn't do that to confuse anybody. But it's basically a way for us to be able to say, hey, these are some of the components that matches up Like when we're working on this for the IEP, post-secondary goal, DRS is working on a similar thing. This is why we should combine. They're working on employment outcomes, development of employment and other post-secondary schools, right? So we're all working on similar goals. So we're kind of matching up. This is why it's important for us to team up for our youth. We can give this to our parents. We can give this to our youth. Transition services, planning for VR services. When they're in high school, when our youth are in high school, this is transition services. This is an IEP goal. This is an IPE goal. And then when we get down to like the thing, DRS is about employment outcomes. So we want the youth to get trained up so they become more work ready. And then they go off into either more training, let's say a tech school, university, project search, whatever they're going to be going into, and then employment. In the school, same thing, standard graduation, alternate diploma. They're going to be exiting into the world. Boom, DRS could be there to kind of catch and get them into that ultimate goal that's on the IEP anyway. So those are some things that I'm hoping is helpful. Thank you, Claudia, for letting me be able to say this.
Absolutely, Kevin. You developed you all helped develop this document. So we're very proud of it. And Kevin said IPE. So DRS has IPE, which is Individualized Plan of Employment. We have IEP, Individualized Education Plan. And then we have in the works the development of another guide that is Developmental Disability Services and LEA Planning Guide. So that is another agency that, especially students in our OAP population, we should not only be referring to Department of Rehabilitation Services, but we should also be referring those students with IQs below 70 and even 75 if they have other developmental disabilities through to developmental disability services. And one of the keys, and I'm just going to say this, and I see Tracy has her hand up, so nice over there, raising her hand. But it's really, really important to understand that for your alternate assessment population, students with more significant disabilities who are working towards an alternate diploma or who may have graduated with an alternate diploma, for them to get employment services through developmental disability services, they first have to go through Department of Rehabilitation Services and receive pre-employment transition services. And things that you do in your IEP process, in your education training goals, in your IEPs, in your employment goals in your IEP, and even in your independent living and community participation transition goals in your IEPs, the activities that you do and those goals that you work on are pre-employment transition services. And then we have those formalized pre-employment transition services that Tracy talked about through OUNCDET that DRS contracts with to provide those to schools. And we also have some of those pre-ed services provided through our tech centers. So if you visit the website for pre-employment transition services, which is in my alternate diploma collaborative PowerPoint, you will see all of those things that are available and all of the pre-eds that are available across the state. But very important to understand that our students in the OAP participation that are taught to alternate standards, that are seeking that alternate diploma or have an alternate diploma, need to go through the DRS referral process first before they can then get unemployment services through developmental disabilities. And it's very important because DRS's goal is competitive integrated employment. And if those youth that you have go through DRS and DRS says they're really not competitively employable, then DDS needs that documentation that they've had the pre-eds, they've been through DRS, and then DDS can give them other employment options as one of their clients. So that's very important. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead, Tracy.
I have to raise my hand or I would forget again. I did want to point out too that DRS does not have an IQ minimum, maximum, or anything, which is very important to some DDS clients or people who maybe have been, I don't want to say rejected or ineligible for DDS because their IQ may be higher, but there still may be some other issues. We don't have any of that, and so I know that can be important to a lot of parents. I have a lot of parents that have students with autism, but they have very high IQs, but they need somebody there. They just need some, and
Supports.
I don't mean this in any bad way, but they just need a hand to hold. We all do. And that's what I think DRS does best is we help support our clients when they need it.
Well, we appreciate our collaboration with DRS. We're so glad that we have you with us today. And it's important to know that DRS also works very closely with developmental disability services and the workforce offices and any entity that has to do with employment in our state. Work Ready is another program that you see tied to workforce that are popping up in locations around the state. So keep all those things in mind. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to give you a minute. We really appreciate you joining us today for this part of the Alternate Diploma Collaborative. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I will hop back on into the PowerPoint. If I'll start sharing my screen again for those of you that would like to stay to listen to me run through that very quickly. Thank you
Well,
all.
I'm going to sign off, but I loved talking to you, all of you. I really appreciate you giving me your time, and reach out to me anytime, or any of us. We're here for you.
And I'm very appreciative of all of the program field reps and the VR counselor that joined us today. Thank you so much.
Bye.